This other video.
Is it already filming?
Yeah.
Damn, fuck. Serious? Mm-hmm. No, you serious though? Alright, no. They always think like I'm playing because like they don't know if you're serious or not. But I actually didn't know. What's going on, guys? Bradley Martyn here. Today, I'm giving you guys a back routine. And unlike most of my typical back routines that I put on this channel, well, I've done this before, but not recently. So I want to tell you guys a little story before I begin, right? It's not going to be super long and drawn out, I promise. I'm going to get to the routine. But this is kind of the way that I used to train, and I still train this way, not so much lately because I've gotten to a point, I wouldn't say strength-wise that I'm comfortable with, but I would say like overall mass. And my strength is just something that I realize that I need to dedicate more time to like keep pushing that limit further and further, which I will do this year, right? Mark my words on that one, I promise. I didn't say I'm gonna go do a competition this year, but I said I'm gonna work on creating more strength. But the reason why I'm saying this is I used to train like this 99% of the time when I was younger. And it always was like this. It would start off with a heavy lift for whatever day it was. If it was back day, it was a deadlift. If it was leg day, it was a squat. If it was a chest, it was a bench, right? So I used to start off every workout routine, no matter what body part it was, with a heavy lift, and then following would all be hypertrophy or bodybuilder style, like repetitions and lifts, right? So we'll shift over here a little bit. It's that live, no edit video shit. So this routine, back specifically, I started with deadlifts, and Kevin actually brought this up. I want to say this real quick. He's like watching me lift, and he's like, bro, you always like lift slow, like the first rep. And I want to tell you guys why I do that, and I want you guys to start practicing that in your own training, okay? Specifically like the heavy lifts or the big lifts, when you're like, you start to like get to a heavier weight where you're maxing out, right? Or it's getting harder and harder, heavier and heavier, right? Wherever that is for you, it's okay. So the reason why I do that is like, I always try to like be able to lift the weight at a low gear. I mean, like a low gear, like without faltering. Like you see a lot of people in the gym and they'll do deadlifts and they'll like do this, and then they'll be like, right? And like they're teaching them, yeah, they're deadlifting, they're getting the weight up, but they're teaching themselves like improper biomechanics to move the weight to that finished position. So they're never really learning to lift that weight maximally, like with proper form. So what's gonna happen eventually is they're gonna get to a weight that like is just gonna hurt them, right? Because they're getting to that like start to finish inefficiently. Even though they're getting there, that's good, but they're getting to the finish from the start inefficiently, like I said, they're hitching, or they're doing like, for example, the bench, let's say he's like this, but the person throws their hips to get it up, right? It's all inefficient. So the point is, like, you wanna be able to lift whatever your max is, 700 pounds, 400 pounds, 200 pounds, the same way you lift 100 pounds, the same way you lift 50 pounds. It should be mechanical. You should be able to look at the same, it looks the same. Maybe it's a little bit faster, or it's a little bit slower when it's heavier, but you shouldn't be trying to be like, okay, let me just rip this way off the ground and get it up however I can. Sometimes it's super beneficial and you should do it that way, but your training, meaning like every time you go to the gym and you get to a heavy weight, you shouldn't look the same way. You shouldn't be like doing this, you shouldn't be like doing it inefficient every time, because you're just training yourself that bad movement pattern, which is gonna probably eventually get you hurt, right? So I learned early on to do things like as smooth as I can. Whether or not it was super fast, but everything I try to make it look the same. Like I try to make my angles look all the same. So my chest up, right? Pressing through the heels, like making sure like I'm not arching my back. So try that more and more. Like I said, guys, the point is, he said, why do you lift the first rep slow? Is because I want to make sure I'm feeling comfortable as I'm going to start progressing the weight up. So the first rep with a heavier weight will be slower. I'll feel it. I'll know that everything feels right, and then I'll go a little bit faster while trying to maintain that same mechanical type movement, right? Instead of like breaking and like moving the body to move the weight a certain way that you wouldn't necessarily be able to move like through those straight lines, if that makes sense. It's the best way I can describe it, but that's why I do that. So if you guys see me doing that, try to implement that in your own training. It'll benefit you with every exercise, because you'll always feel like safe, you feel secure, it'll feel smooth. And I haven't really had many injuries. There's no fucking wood, man.
Tap on glass with your ass. Oh, that's wood.
Got it, bro. Wood. Yeah, we could. That's wood. Only you can prevent forest fires. Anyway, so started with the heavy deadlifts. When it worked up to 6 plates, I did 300 reps, but we just put 4 in there. No big deal. I'm getting back into training a little bit heavier, because I've been so consumed with like work and business and like doing all this extra shit, and it's fun, but like fuck, man, like it takes your brain out of like training hard. and I got to get back to why I did it in the first place. So I think I'm gonna tell you guys here. I think I'm gonna say it here. Fuck, man. Oh shit. By the way, I got waxed and it's horrible. Don't ever get waxed. Don't ever wax your chest. Okay? Don't do that. I'm gonna say it here, so I gotta hold myself to this. So here, listen. You guys might have to comment and like this video. Actually, if you like this video, if this video gets 15,000 thumbs up, these motherfuckers won't do it because I have to like be eating food with like a bunch of Hooters shit to get 15,000 likes, like you guys know. I think we got 30 on that one, but if you guys give this video 15,000 thumbs up, I'm gonna do a series, like a day in the life series, like I don't want to fuck up this shit I was about to say, but it'll be getting back to the basics. I really, I know I'm getting long and drawn out right now, so if you guys are still with me, I appreciate it. I'm gonna tell you the rest of the routine in a second, but it's a short one, so it'll be okay. I've been getting to this point in my life where like, I've noticed that, maybe I should just make this separate video. No, I'm gonna do it anyways, fuck it. I noticed that I got to a point where I've been so concerned with like creating content. And don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna stop creating content for you guys, but I've been so concerned with the actual content that I forgot, like, not forgot, but I've lost touch with why I really do this in the first place, which like, at the very beginning of it was, I wanna get stronger, I wanna look better, I wanna feel better, right? That's why most people do this stuff. Like, whatever those reasons are, you wanna feel better at the end of the day, because whether being stronger makes you feel better, whether looking better makes you feel better, at the end of the day, that's why I started it. And I started to lose focus on, I wanna do this to feel better, and it was more so, I wanna do this just to give you guys content. And I still wanna give you guys content, I'm still gonna be here doing that, but I want to get back to why I did it in the first place, because I truly believe that the only way for someone to get better and better and better is, someone always says, is how do you stay motivated? Is remember why you started in the first place. So why I started wasn't so I can just create content for the internet so I can be on YouTube. It was because I actually love this shit. It's a part of my life. It's a huge part of my life. And I started to lose touch with that, and I noticed that like my workouts, my schedule, my consistency with eating has like kind of done this, as like my content and creating content has done this. So I have to bring it back down. So I think I'm gonna do a series where it'll be like some type of day in the life series, or like getting back to the basics series, like getting back to, I think that's what I'm gonna call it, getting back to the basics, where it'll be like me, instead of just coming out here and like filming these videos and doing routines for you, taking you through like day in the life stuff, in which we kind of do what it really takes to get to where you really want to go, instead of just like, not saying these videos aren't going to help you and learning the routines are not going to help you, but like show you what I actually do on a day-to-day basis besides like film content and like talk to you guys on the camera. And then we'll just leave out all the jerking off that I do, because like that would just be really boring. You guys will be like, I don't want to watch this. I'm kidding, kind of, sort of, not really, halfway. Halfway. Anyways, fuck, bro, I think the video stopped.
No, you gotta keep going.
Okay. Fuck. You know, we just don't cut it here at BMFIT Incorporated.
All right, next exercise.
Next exercise. So you got it, right? There's a whole bunch of long, drawn out shit. And hold me to that. So if you guys get 15,000 thumbs up, I want you to know this. I will do that motherfucking video series, and it'll be about getting better together. You already know it. Go ahead.
But before you deadlifted, you rode.
Before I deadlifted, I rode.
Why?
Oh, well, okay. Before I deadlifted, I did rows. I worked up to 315. I didn't even tell them that. It's a surprise.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it because I feel more sturdy. Like after I do some heavy rows and like dynamic type movement, I feel more sturdy when I go to do the lower, slower gear like deadlift. And I just felt safer. So I feel more like my upper back's warmed up. So I'm a little bit stronger when I finish the lift. My glutes, my hips, everything's warmed up. So I go to the deadlift after the heavy rows. You guys don't need to do super, super heavy rows. But just do the same movement almost like you would in the deadlift, where you slightly push your hips forward and follow, just, you know, finish the row all the way up. But like, don't do a high row, super high row. So don't do this. Don't do one of these rows where you're like this. Right? Try and get as much bent over as you can. But you can extend your hips a little bit. Okay? Following the deadlift. The row was first, the deadlift came next, and then the chicken, then the egg.
Seated row.
Seated row. Yeah, we did the Arnold. That's the Arnold. I gotta give it to Arnold. That's his movement. Every time I do that movement, it's probably because of Kevin, but I think of fucking Arnold. He's like, do the Arnold one, bro. I'm like, which one? So the seated row, I just did that because Arnold did it, and it's okay with me, and that's enough to justify it. I did 4. Oh, so you guys know. Sorry, the row. I did the same amount of sets and reps as I did the deadlift. Like they were lower. Not sets, they were lower reps. So I did 4 sets, working sets, but lower reps. So I didn't like try and do tons and tons of reps. I think I stopped anywhere from like 8. 8 was the max reps that I did. and 5 was the least amount of reps that I did. So, okay, boom, fast forward to the Arnold pull. This is just bodybuilding. This is nothing but just like get a good stretch, finish, get a good contraction, squeeze your elbows back, push your chest up, keep your head up, and squeeze your back nice and hard. All the way back down, get a good stretch, rinse and repeat. Next exercise was the pullover. And this is probably by far one of my favorite back exercises because it makes me feel cool. It's almost kind of like a dance move too.
It's a good finisher.
I'm doing it now. It's almost like skiing too. Did you ever ski?
Snowboard. Bro.
Yeah, okay, cool. So it's like a slightly bent over pullover with the rope, and focus on keeping your chest upright. Like, so as you start to pull your chest up, you'll feel like a real good traction in like your middle back. And also, very important, do your best to not like extend like your triceps. So try not to like pull here and go like this. A lot of people do this, boom, and squeeze their triceps, and it'll take it off of the lats. So I'm out. I love you guys. I appreciate the support. Remember, 15,000 likes and I'll do the series. Everything will be better. My life will be better. Your life will be better. Let's get better together. I love you guys. Follow me on Instagram because they killed Snapchat with the stories. So follow my story. I'll be on the story. Like, I'm pretty much a storyteller now. I write books. I'm writing books now. Fuck YouTube, bro. I'm writing books. I'm out of here. Bro, cut it. I'm out of here. Let's go. Bro, I'm about to punch you.